Welcome back, everybody. This is Cliff again, playing Assault Sicily 43, Gela Beachhead. I'm going to try the whole freaking campaign. And not only am I going to try to play this campaign via video on YouTube, but I'm going to set this sucker to 11. We're going to go all Spinal Tap. I'm going to try to play every advanced rule I can find. I'm going to track units. We're going to play historical. We're going grognard mode. We're going to do it all and see how much I get wrong. So the first thing we need to do, the first order of business, is to determine what our forces are going to be for this campaign. And as I said, we're going to do the historic setup. So with a historical setup, we're going to take historically representative units, and I'm going to track them in my spreadsheet, which has been put out on BGG that Wolfgang perfected. So we're going to set this up. I'm going to drag this off to my other screen so I can see what I'm doing, and I'll show you how we're going to track. So for us, for day one for the United States, we're going to get the Ranger platoon first. So we'll take our Ranger platoon, Ranger platoon. They're hardened. So we will make these hardened. And they're currently full strength. Which means we start with 43 value and 6 command points. We start at 43, and as we take damage, due to my poor leadership, that'll go down. I have to play better than I did on the hill last time. Alright, then we also have infantry support platoon. These guys are veteran. And they're full strength. That's worth 39. They have 5 command points. We have infantry support platoon 2. These guys are elite. And they're full strength. And they start at 38. And I also have, so that was infantry support platoon 2, combat engineer platoon. They're recruits. Wimpy. They got some trucks. They're full strength. So that gives me 34 and a half, 6 CPs. I also have a rifle platoon. They're recruits. And they're full strength. So that gives me 39 and a half. And I've got some artillery here. Infantry support gun section. Infantry support gun section. They're hardened. Little extra defense. They got some 75s and an anti-tank gun. They're full. That gives me another 38. Strength points. That's day one. On day 2, I'd get these. Some infantry, some vehicles, and artillery. So I'll fill in the Americans here. On day 2, we get a motorized rifle platoon 2. They're regular. Now I want regular. There. Not erg. And they're full strength. And that gives me 41. And I also have infantry anti-tank platoon. Infantry anti-tank platoon. They're hardened. More defense. Full. I see 38 and a half. I've also got a medium tank section. They're recruits. Just a couple of Stuarts and a Sherman. And I've got a medium tank section 2. No, I got a light tank section. Light tank section. Vehicle light tank section. Some more Stuarts, but they're veterans. And that gives me 38 and a half up here. And 39 here. And we also get 1st Infantry Division medium anti-tank gun. Medium anti-tank gun section. And they're veterans. Got some 57s and a 37 pea shooter and some 30 cals. That gives me 41. And that's what the Americans have to work with. We have to pick and choose and preserve our forces over time. I'm going to save that quickly. Now we'll put in the Italian forces. And the Axis forces for day 1, we get Security Platoon 2. Security Platoon 2. These are regular. And they're full strength. And we're going to give them 35 points at start. And then they got Security Platoon. They are recruits. And full strength at the moment. And that's 33 and a half. And then they got a motorized rifle. Motorized rifle platoon. They are veterans. And they're full strength. That gives them 38. And then we've got motorized rifle platoon 2. They're hardened. And full strength. That's 36 and a half. And so that was motorized rifle platoon 2. Then I got a medium tank platoon. They're veteran. That gives them 38 value. They got a light tank platoon. Vehicles. Light tank platoon, they're hardened. And they're full strength. They're at 38. And then the last thing got is a heavy anti-tank gun section. Medium heavy anti-tank gun section. These are elites. That's going to be fun. That's 41.5. On day 2, the Axis forces are going to be mostly Germans because they got their Hermann Goering coming in and the 15th Panzer Grenadier. So there's not going to be any Italians coming in on day 2. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to go to the German Deutschland forces. None on day 1. On day 2, they get a rifle platoon 2. Which are regular. Full strength. And that's 38. And they get an infantry anti-tank platoon. It's called that's infantry. It's up here. Infantry anti-tank platoon. They're regular. No bonuses. That's 34. They get a medium tank section. Okay, they're regular. A half track. Panzer III, full. That's 40. They also get a light tank section. Medium, heavy. Oh, medium tank section 2. Make sure I'm reading this right. Rifle platoon 2. I need a motorized rifle. And then a medium tank section. This should be motorized rifle platoon. I was looking at the wrong place. These are regular. And full. That gives them 39. Okay. Rifle platoon 2, motorized rifle, medium tank section. There should be medium tank section 2. Panzer IV is hardened. $37. Medium tank section 3. Lots of armor. Panzer III, this is hardened. Panzer IV and rifles. All full. Gives them 39.5. And then a heavy anti-tank gun section. Heavy anti-tank. It's artillery. Assault heavy, that's vehicles. Heavy anti-tank gun section, elite. An 88, 75, a half track and a truck. That's 44. That is everybody. For the first scenario, getting our foot on the ground, the Italians have to pick one infantry. So they have their choice of this coastal brigade, this mobile group, this mobile group. These are vehicles, artillery. So we got 4 to pick from. I don't want them to have a bunch of vehicles. They're not going to be any good on the beach. Why waste them there? So we're not going to do this mobile group or this mobile group. So we're down to these 2 security platoons. This gives me 7 command points. This gives 6. So this would give more orders, but they're recruits. Recruits automatically get a suppress marker against them whenever they're shot at, so they're going to be wimpier. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rifles, an LMG and a mortar, a sniper, and a small tank. Versus these guys are regular. They have 4 rifles rather than 5. They have 1 less order. Or they have 1 less rifle. They get 2 LMGs, a medium machine gun, and a sniper. They're going to use this one. They're going to use Security Platoon 2. And we're going to set those guys up. They're going to be regular. And for the Americans, we come in with 2 infantry on day 1. So we got our choice here between Rangers, 1st Division, Infantry, a Rifle Platoon, this one, another Ranger Battalion, another 1st. These guys have trucks, don't want trucks. Tons of rifles, these are recruits. Do I want to recruit? I've got to divvy up my forces because I got to think long term here. My initial force, I'm going to bring in the Rangers. For my initial assault, I'm going to use the Ranger platoon, and then as the follow-on reinforcements, which can come on, I'm not going to waste all my hardened guys. These guys get extra defense. That'll help. An extra blue die. My reinforcements, I don't want to use the trucks. I'll probably bring in this 1st Infantry Division, the recruits, to follow on. They're wimpier, but hopefully they're just going to be reinforcing the attack. There's going to be 3 victory locations. We've got to claim at least 2 of them in order to move on. I'm not willing to really press hard for the 3rd unless the opportunity really shows itself to be easily available, because I want to minimize our casualties in the 1st scenario and yet get a decent victory with 2 out of 3. So I'm going to use the Rifle Platoon following on. I'm going to use the Ranger Platoon coming in, and for the Italians, they're going to use this Security Platoon 2, because they've got 3 machine guns to play with. That'll be good to defend the beach. I will work on setting this up and playing the first turn in the next video. I hope to see you then. Talk to you later.